Welcome back to the vendor table. So this episode is sponsored by the Wedding app. It's an interactive platform designed to streamline communication for everyone involved in the wedding, including couples, planners, vendors, but most significantly, to enhance the guest experience.
Booyah.
Welcome back, Lauren.
Hi.
What's going on, lady?
The usual.
Yeah?
Oh, actually, development. I am working. Remember we talked about like things that we do in the slow season to like keep our brains functioning?
Yeah.
I am organizing a creative project that I have just like gotten the team solidified on. I'm really excited about.
Nice.
So I'm location scouting next week with a friend of mine who's going to be the model, and I'm really, really excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's the thing?
You're going to hate it.
Here we go. I know what it is. It has to do with dark fantasy, fairy smut.
No fairies. More demon.
Shadow daddies.
There might be a shadow daddy involved.
Okay.
Or a guy in a plague mask. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, great.
But yes, dark themed, fantasy inspired, mythology inspired.
Okay.
Very exciting.
You gonna have a minotaur or something?
No. Just maybe some dead stuff. And a horse.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Moving on, because Mike's freaked out.
Yeah. Well, it's very you. It's fine.
It is very me.
So today, we have a kind of interesting one to talk about. So it's a technology-driven episode where, there's a lot of tech now in the wedding industry, a lot of fun tech in the wedding industry, okay, that brides and grooms are incorporating to their day. I'm seeing it more and more. There's an evolution out there. AI, we talk about AI a lot in the last year, but we're seeing AI introduced into wedding days, okay, not just from the vendor perspective, but from the couple perspective too. They're incorporating that in. And there's a lot of things to like look out for, and a lot of things couples could take advantage of and utilize to better enhance their day. So we're going to talk about like some of these. These are actually from The Knot, okay? And they put out a list of like tech in the industry and what to look out for. And so we'll get into it. We'll go through it and everything like that. So the first one, I'm seeing them pop up more and more. I don't know how I feel about it. Okay. Because I'm not really a QR code guy, but QR codes for weddings are becoming more and more popular. I'm seeing them on invitations, which I'm like, why?
Mike and I disagree on this one.
I don't fucking understand. QR code on an invitation?
I don't think there's a problem with putting it on invitation.
Don't put it on the main piece of stationery.
As long as it's on like a separate card. Like, you know how invitation suites have like the main invitation with the date, the couple's names, the where it's at, all this stuff. Don't put it on that one. Put it on like one of those little small insert cards so that somebody can, your photographer can take it out when they're doing the invitation suite, because a QR code will kind of fuck up the vibe of
I'm not putting
stationery.
I'm sorry, I'm not putting that in your flat lay. I'm sorry. I know you paid money for that little card. It's gonna look horrible, and I'm not gonna do it. I refuse to do it.
I do love the idea of a QR code though.
Yes, I do like the idea of a QR code, especially as a guest experience type thing, where, say at a wedding, I know people could like scan a QR code and get like the breakdown of the day, the itinerary, where it'll take them to, an application, or, the digital menu, like maybe it's like a dinner menu, something like that. So I do like the idea of a QR code in that regard, that you could be maybe place on a table, or like, make it more of a guest experience. What I have seen with QR codes is really cool is couples will put a little sign on the table and it will say, upload your photos using this QR code from the night, and it basically will send it to like an app or like a cloud share system that you could upload all your photos to that spot for the couple, which I think is really cool, actually. So I do love that
idea. I think it's a really cool way for your guests to put their photos somewhere where they're actually going to be used, as opposed to just letting them sit on your phone like they always do.
Yeah.
Because no one posts those.
No. Nobody.
You only post them on fucking birthdays.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
It's
Happy
true.
birthday, babe.
Oh my God. Cheers. I take every time I do bridesmaids photos, like I call them the Instagram birthday photos.
Yeah, that's what they are.
And I'm like, all right, girls, get together. It's your Instagram birthday photo. Here you go. It's like, because what do they post on everybody's birthday? A shot of them looking their absolute best. So why not? But yeah, I do see QR codes being a thing, and moving forward, I think they are a good thing. Just don't put them on your main invitation. It looks like trash. All right. So the next one I'm seeing more and more of an influx in is these apps. Like a lot of apps are popping up where they are a full experience, wedding experience. Like I know, like I think Wedding Wire might have one. There's like a few of them popping up, but one of like our sponsor for this episode is the Wedding app, which they are an incredible platform for couples to give a better guest experience. So it's a really awesome place, and it's like an interactive platform that is designed to streamline like communication for everyone involved in the wedding process. So that's including couples, that's including vendors, and it's really there to just like give a better guest experience. So I played with it. Like they sent me a test of it, and I was really impressed with it. And it really does like put everything all in one place, especially for a guest to really see. Like you could see the timeline of the day, the breakdown, when you should be arriving, guest arrival time. And it's really cool because I'm like looking at it and I'm like, oh shit, that would have been really useful for my wedding, because then you have all these people messaging you. And like you're like you know, you don't want to answer those messages.
Right.
You could just tell people, you just send them a link to the app. It has all the information.
Now, I feel like this comes in really clutch for weddings that are at a destination, for a variety of reasons. One, so the wedding that I shot in Tulum, they had a similar situation. I can't remember quite what the app was, but there was like a vendor portal, and there was also like a guest portal. So there were a couple of different ones. The vendor portal had everything from the planners, like our timeline, the start times, all of that stuff, the names of the vendors, their tags, all of this stuff was outlined, and it was amazing. Made it very easy for us as vendors to be able to have all of that information in one place. And it was on our phones instead of a piece of paper or something like that. Whereas the guests will know when exactly they need to be where and when. Like there was a map of the resort, all of these things that were just so easily accessible, as opposed to just being confused and trying to figure out where the hell to go. So super clutch. For normal local weddings and stuff, it's still just like a valuable piece of information. It will have all of the locations, where you need to go and when. All of that good stuff.
That's
the menu.
That's awesome, because of the fact that like, especially a destination wedding. I mean, when you think about it, like these apps are super useful for like a destination wedding.
Yeah.
So the wedding app is very useful for that. Like that's what they were telling me was, you know, it's really useful for that guest experience. You could actually see like things like where people are sitting. Like you could see the seating chart.
Oh my God! It even had my like the transportation company that was picking me up from the airport. Like all of that information was there.
Like full guest experience, like breakdown, timeline. Like I'm doing a wedding in Ireland this year. I know I've said it many times, okay? But I'm going to bring it up again. I'm shooting a wedding in Ireland.
Very excited.
Okay? And she has a website where it's broken down and like the whole itinerary. And like this app would better facilitate that, because you could see everything. And then what I love about the app too is you could sign up for push notifications, so it will remind you like, hey, RSVP is due, hey, this is due. And then on the day of the wedding, it will send you like, okay, wedding, like guest arrival is at 6:00, make sure you are there at 6:00, ceremony time is at 6:30.
First of all, the RSVP thing is huge. Because how many people have forgotten to send out RSVPs, and they're just like left to the last minute, and somebody is like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm still coming, and they're like, well, actually you're not, because you didn't send it in, and sucks to suck. So getting a reminder that you need to send out your RSVPs, huge.
Yeah. And remember we talked about, we just talked about it, but like the PhotoShare album, like with the QR codes and stuff like that. Well, this app actually has that built in. So you could basically make a QR code, put it on a table, and it will link to the app, and you could upload the photos, and all your guests could upload the photos and make things so much easier.
Super cool.
So and it has like a place where the guests could talk to each other. It's like
like a chat?
Yeah, like a chat, a community board and stuff like that.
Cool.
So you'd be like, oh, like when are you flying in? Are you on this flight? Are you on that flight? So I think these things are really cool. I wish they were around 10 plus years ago when I got married, because it probably would have made things a lot easier, because I dealt with the text messages from people like, oh, when is the RSVP? I lost the thing. Like, when is this? Like, what time is the ceremony? I think I had like 7 people text me the day of my wedding, like, you know, what time's your ceremony start? I'm like, bro, it's on the invitation. But with this, you don't have to worry about it. So you guys should check them out. We're going to link them in the show notes, the wedding app. It is currently running for free. So check it out while they're running for free. Starting in June, there'll be an in-app purchase to create a wedding portal. There's also going to be packages for wedding planners, so they could include their services in there. So it's a great app for couples to really give a better guest and vendor experience. So check them out. And
it's also worth noting that like when we do sponsorships with people, like we try the stuff out beforehand and we decide whether or not it's worth it to take their money and recommend it to people. So we really like this one. We think it would be a great option for people who are planning a wedding and for vendors to get involved as well, because of the major benefits that it could bring to the table on a wedding day or a destination wedding or anything. So check it out, see what you think. Hopefully you like it.
Let us know. So the next one is a little controversial. Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know if I like it. I'm saying it, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, do I like it? Digital portrait artists. Okay.
Why don't you like it?
Are they AI artists?
I don't think so.
Okay, so if they're not AI artists.
I think what we're talking about is more of like the Procreate realm.
Okay. Well, then I like them.
Yeah.
I like those because those are artists.
Yes.
Just because they create on an iPad doesn't mean they're...
We're about to go into some dicey territory here because I hate AI generated art. I really do. I think it's so sucky for the artist community because it's taking images that already exist and using it to create an image that is just built on the backs of other artists.
Yeah.
It's not cool. It's not cool.
No, I don't. I mean, this is the whole strike in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, you know, was all about AI and like how AI is going to affect, you know, that industry. And I could see it one day really affecting our industry where, you know, people are going to want, like AI is going to be more readily available where people are going to probably ask for certain things. Like as photographers, they might say, well, you know, I know AI could make it look like I'm on a beach in Hawaii, so I want that photoshopped. And as artists, it's going to be up to us to tell them, no, like, while I could do that, you know, that's not a representation of my work or something like that. So it is a dangerous territory here, but with digital portrait artists where they're creating like a digital portrait, like a drawing per se, like on an iPad or a tablet or something where, and like it's beautiful. Oh, hell yeah.
It's
awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
It's cool as hell.
We love our artists around here. I mean, our watercolor artists, our oil painters, like, I mean.
My tattoo artist like uses Procreate to draw up my tattoo designs.
I think mine did too.
Yeah. It streamlines it so you can actually get it faster.
Yeah.
Obviously these people are still creating art with traditional mediums, but this gives them another way to produce something quicker for the guests or for the couple. So I love this. This is just something that I like tried out on my own, but I've taken a couple of photos that I've shot and I've done digital renderings on top of them. From Procreate, which I love as an option. I still haven't mastered it yet, so I'm not really confident in being able to just use that as like an upsell.
Okay.
But I think it's a cool thing to experiment with, and you know, try it out.
Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. I started off hot. I don't mind that
It's still
one.
a hot take. It's still a hot take because it is a digital medium. You're going to have so many people who are like, that's not art. But what do we do?
Yeah. We
take digital photos.
Yeah. So it's...
And we edit everything digitally.
It is... I think it's an art, especially if you're creating that. But if it's AI generated, no.
It's garbage.
No.
Don't support it.
All right, so we want to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode, Maru. Maru is a modern payment experience for the weddings and events industry. I'll be honest, I've been using them a lot lately. I have to say, like, paying contractors through Maru keeps things so nice and neat, organized. It's made my life so much better.
I was going to say, it's been really pleasant being able to pay contractors in one nice, like, organized platform as opposed to different forms like Zelle or Venmo,
yeah.
having everything all over the place. So I'm definitely going to be keeping using it. I don't know about you.
I'm going to keep using it. It's also a great place to take, like, payments, client payments, without having those credit card processing fees.
Yeah, no processing fees.
I know. You could pass the processing fees on to the client, which is really cool, which is sometimes hard to do. And Maru gives you the ability to do that right from their platform. So it's a great community. They have over 9,000 wedding and event professionals. It's growing. They offer seamless transactions and hassle-free payment experience. They really make it possible for you to focus on what you're doing best and creating memorable experiences. So definitely check them out. We have a link in the show notes to sign up. You can sign up for free and check it all out. Check out the dashboard's really nice, really interactive, makes things so much easier. So if you're a wedding professional, a wedding vendor in the industry, Maru is the platform for you.
Yeah, check them out at www.maru.us. That's MAROO.us.
/TBT.
All
right, next one. This is, if I ever went to a wedding that had this, I would fucking lose it. These are
so funny. Have you ever gone to one?
No, I want to. So the thing that it says here is
silent discos.
Silent discos at a wedding.
Hilarious,
but probably awesome. I was thinking about this. What a good way to get around a noise ordinance. Mm-hmm. Right?
Great way to get around a noise ordinance.
Right? Like, I mean, say you're getting married at like a house party or something like that, and you have a silent disco. That's got to be so trippy. I've never been to one. I've always wanted to go.
They're so wild. So what a silent disco is, for people who don't know, it's basically you get a set of headphones and you're listening to the music that's being played by the DJ in your headphones. So you just basically see a bunch of people dancing to nothing.
Yeah.
But they're all hearing the same thing. So it's really cool. It's quite funny to watch from the outside. But like Mike said, really good way to get around a noise ordinance if you want to party late. So if you're thinking about doing an after party, which we kind of hate all the time, but if you're thinking about doing like an after party and it's really late and the town ordinance says you can't have music past X time, silent disco.
There it is. It'd probably be hysterical.
But can you imagine shooting a wedding with like 200 guests and they all...
It'd probably be weird. It would. And I was just thinking, like, okay, what if they don't give like the photographers the headphones? That would feel so weird.
Yeah.
Talk about feeling like dead in the water. I would need a pair of headphones.
Like, what is everybody listening
to? What's going on? Like, what is happening right now?
Somebody sent me a reel the other day, and you know that I do this, but I have noise canceling AirPods, and sometimes like I use them as my earplugs so that I don't hurt my ears when I'm shooting, and I will listen to like a podcast, or I'll listen to like metal shooting someone's wedding, which is so funny to see everybody dancing like they're dancing to Get Low or something like that, and fucking metal is blasting in your ears.
That's good.
I just like to
I think this is kind of cool. I've never seen this at a wedding, but if I did see this at a wedding, I would be down.
I would want to play.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. You read the next one.
We have virtual reality experiences for guests who can't make the wedding, which is amazing.
I think this is really cool. So with the VR kind of coming more and more into the fold. I know Apple just released the Vision Pro, which are the goggles and everything like that, which is like the augmented reality, like virtual reality kind of feel and everything like that. You're starting to see that shift, and especially with, if Apple's leading the charge, usually it's like, okay, here comes the industry slowly behind it, but it will be there. I saw this about 7-8 years ago. I used to go to CES, which is the big tech conference every year in Vegas. Okay, I used to go. I went for 10 years when I, or 8 years, sorry, when I was at Tiffin. But we used to go every year, and I used to see tech like evolve. And I remember seeing the 4K television. The first show I went to was when they were showing the 4K TVs and how revolutionary they were. Now you can get a 4K TV for $200.
Yeah,
so
wild. I
remember seeing VR, and they were starting to show more and more VR and augmented reality and things like that, where it's like, oh, okay. And I remember seeing I think it was Samsung or somebody had VR goggles, and they were at a live event. And I think it was like a basketball game. And they basically had a camera like seated at like courtside of a basketball game. And what they were saying was like you could experience a basketball game courtside from a VR perspective. So you could wear goggles and sit in the comfort of your living room and watch a game. I could see this in maybe 5 to 10 years where you're going to have a camera like at a wedding, okay, for a ceremony, that guests who couldn't make it, maybe they live out of country or anything like that, they could tap into the feed and watch it from the guest perspective. And I think that's personally really cool.
I think it's a lot cooler than like what we have right now, which is like a live edit, because those live feeds are usually just taken from one angle, and it's usually just a ceremony. You can't like really take part or be as in the moment.
Yeah.
Whereas like doing the augmented or virtual reality, it's like you're kind of in there.
Yeah, there, yeah.
Maybe the tech isn't there yet, but it sure will be.
I could definitely see you getting there sooner or later, and I think it will make things really, really nice. I'm thinking from a wedding perspective. I know people will be like, oh, what do you need at a wedding? Well, what if grandma's like, you know, like in the hospital and she can't make the wedding, okay? And maybe it's her last...
Maybe somebody has cancer or terminal illness and they can't go. You know, that kind of experience will be extremely meaningful to them. And I think that that's really important to think about. Whereas like there's so many people that are like, oh, fuck technology, right? Like we don't need that. And like some people do, actually, you know.
Technology evolves our life. And whether that's good or bad, you know, that remains to be said. Like, you know, there are forms of technology that negatively affect our life and positively affect our life. And some are the same thing. We say a cell phone is that, okay? We could be mindlessly addicted to these things, okay? But, you know, it keeps us connected to family members across the world. Like, you know, like there's, you know, when in 50 plus years ago, 60 years ago, you didn't have this. You can FaceTime with somebody. So being able to have that virtual experience where you could like be a virtual guest at a wedding.
Valuable.
It's pretty cool. I remember during COVID, like, you know, I remember doing a backyard wedding in COVID, and it was me, the couple, and just their parents. They had the officiant actually Zoom in, and then they had, later on, they did like a little dinner in their backyard with like pizza party dinner it was me and their parents, and they had their family members Zoom in. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, you know, like all their favorite people that couldn't be there.
I mean, we had a lot of that in those years.
I think it would have been even better if like you could virtually tap into that. So, I mean, like,
why not?
I think I'm all for that. I just, you know, if I see a bride or groom walking around with a Vision Pro on their wedding day, I'm going to be like, bro, get the fuck off of that. Stop that right now.
Now, I'm not really sure what this one is.
Oh, I know what this is.
So can you explain?
So augmented reality invitations. You haven't seen this?
No.
It's so cool. So, okay. So picture a standard invitation, but you could take your phone and there's an app and you could actually, like, the invitation like digitizes.
Shut up.
And creates like this virtual experience. You ever play the Pokemon game?
Have I?
Okay, it's that.
I still do.
It's that essentially, where, you know, like it puts things into into reality kind of thing. So it turns the invitation, like the font will elevate, or like it will create like they might have a castle on their invitation.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, like you hover your phone over it, and like the castle will elevate.
And then
stuff
all
like
of a
that.
sudden it's Harry Potter. Like what?
Yeah. So it's like it's essentially like a really cool design, or it could, like maybe it's a portrait or something like that. The portrait could come to life.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There's a wine company I think called like they're from Australia. I forgot the name of it. It was like but they had the AR labels.
Oh, on the bottles.
Yeah, on the bottles.
That's right. I have seen that.
So that's
Is it 19 Crimes?
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like something like that. It's
know
like,
my wine.
Like where they have the augmented labels.
Yes.
So picture that for wedding invitations. So
That's cool.
So it's like it's an elevated guest experience kind of thing, and I think it's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of dumb.
It's kind of it's anything. I mean, like any guest experience can be labeled as cool or dumb. I think it's maybe if like you're really into the tech and you're really into like that stuff, like if it's cheap to do or something,
Yeah.
like an extra add-on.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Like why not, right?
Let people enjoy things, I suppose. Today I'm feeling generous. You can enjoy things.
Okay. All right.
Tomorrow,
You read the
no
next.
one can enjoy anything.
You read the next one because I know.
Suck my ass, Carl. Okay.
Fuck, Carl's getting flack.
He's getting flayed today.
All right, you read the next one.
AI written vows.
Oh,
No!
Come on, man.
No, don't do this.
Come on.
Don't do this.
Do not use Chat GPT to write your vows.
Please don't do it.
Don't do it.
Oh my God. And you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell. You know what you can use ChatGPT for? To check your grammar.
Yeah.
Have it check your grammar. Make sure that you're not spelling anything wrong. That's what you can have it do. You put your thingy in and then be like, yo, check my grammar. Make sure this sounds good.
That's what I use it for. I don't use it to write things like blog posts and things like that.
Don't do this.
No, it's. Oh, come on, guys. It's your wedding day. It's the most personal day of your life.
You should know what to say.
Yeah. It's your wedding vows. Do not have AI write your wedding vows.
Take your time writing them. You can take as much time as you need to write your vows. It doesn't have to be done the day of. Don't do that either. And you're sitting there on your phone because you haven't written your vows and you're like, oh my God, ChatGPT. Don't fucking do that, man. Or woman.
Dude.
Stop
no.
it.
Come on. Don't use AI to write your vows. Jesus.
Come on.
There's people doing it.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Oh,
I bet there's hundreds of people doing it. I bet there's thousands of people doing
we've
it.
probably photographed a couple of them.
Probably.
But
Stop
don't do
doing
it.
this.
Don't do it.
Stop it.
Don't do it.
Stop it.
Oh my God. I mean,
I feel like I need a squirt bottle.
and
start-
this also goes for best man maid of honor. Don't have ChatGPT write your vows.
Person of honor.
Write your toasts.
Don't. Yeah.
Don't do it. No.
Come on.
Come on.
You can do this.
Put a little of you into
We're
this.
rooting for you. You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
All right. The last one we did a whole episode on. The content creators.
Yeah.
It's technology. They are technology.
It's a tech-driven job.
They're using tech. They're using a phone. Okay?
They're editing. CapCut.
We love you guys. We love you.
We love you.
Okay? We wish you the best in this industry. We hope you are here to stay in this industry. Okay? I think personally, I've said this before, if you're looking to get into the industry, you love content and you love building content, being a content creator is a great little career that's going to span, I think, and it's going to be around for years to come. Mm-hmm. And it's relatively new. So, you could get in while the getting's good, but please, and we've said this, and we said this when Emily was here, our wedding day content creator, understand the industry that you're getting into, okay? Don't just bull rush your way into it. Mm-hmm. Understand it. See how, things work from a vendor perspective. It's one thing if you have attended a wedding as a guest, if you've gotten married and now, you're turning into well, I got married. I know how a wedding works. I'll be honest with you. No, you don't.
You absolutely do not.
You do not. You got to experience a wedding, but you don't know how a wedding works. So if you're a content creator looking to break into the space, I would say get familiar with the industry, see how things work, see how it is to be on a media team. All right, maybe ask to shadow a photographer or videographer.
That's awesome. working alongside somebody, or even just like asking them questions, you know, somebody whose work you admire, somebody who you'd love to work with, reach out to them and ask them questions. If they're an asshole, you don't want to work with that person. But if they're open to talking to you and like getting you acclimated to the wedding industry, then that's your people.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. So I love to see him. I want to see more.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to work with more. Hit me up at Michael Sarah Photo if you want to work together.
Lauren O'Brien Photo.
Okay. The last one, it's not a point. We kind of wrapped all our tech points, but I've seen this on TikTok and I was like, ooh, that's a good idea.
That's smart.
Isn't this smart? Yeah. So there was a couple that I saw on TikTok that they didn't put the venue or the address on the invitation, and the only way that they would give the address or the venue to their guest was if they RSVP'd. Yeah. I think that's genius.
I love that level of petty.
That's so great. That's so great.
It's smart. It's smart. And obviously there's going to be people that can circumnavigate that, but smart. Because then they can't just show up.
It's very smart. Like, I mean, like if you put Cutjog, New York, like on the invitation, right? There's about 20 venues in Cutjog, New York. You don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Right? It's genius.
Genius.
So I like this.
I like it. Smart.
Very smart. Very creative. Hell yeah to that TikTok person.
Weed them out.
Hell yeah. All right. This has been a very fast, informative, and fun episode about technology in the industry.
Techie.
I'm a nerd. I love tech.
I don't. I'm a nerd, but not in that sense.
Oh, my house is teched out.
I am not good at tech.
Oh, my house is teched out. I have like my wife. My wife's spoiled too, by the way, because like we have the Philips Hue lights. Do you have those? The
I don't know what the fuck those are.
Those are like the remote control lights. So
I know.
Okay, so you change the color and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, I got like the color changing stuff, but everything has its own remote.
Okay, no. So we have like Philips Hue. It's great.
Oh, we have those outside.
Yeah.
The floodlights.
Yeah, they're fun. Okay, so mine are great. I love them. I can't wait for the day that like our photographic equipment is like more responsive like this shit is, because like my wife's spoiled. Like we have hi-hats above our, like in our living room, and we have two above our television, and she's like, turn off the lights above the TV. I can't see the TV the right way. And I have like lights behind the TV so the TV glows and stuff like that.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah, so like
there's a way to do that from your phone?
Yeah, it's all connected on the Hue app, and I love it. Oh. So it's a lot of fun. My whole house is Hue lights. I have like 50 of them.
Damn.
So it's all in an ecosystem. So I love tech. I'm a big tech nerd. You want to talk tech? I'm your guy.
No.
You look so overwhelmed there for a second.
I'm like stressed out just listening to you.
I love it. But no, this has been a fun one. I love seeing this stuff. Man, if we saw a silent disco at a wedding, that would be really
That would
cool.
be so fun. I've been to a couple. They're hilarious.
I've never been to one. I really want to go.
Music festivals generally have them.
Yeah.
If you've been to a music festival, you know. They're just like, you'll be like fully into it, and then you take the headphones off and you're like, whoa. Whoa.
It's like, what happened?
It's so weird, but so fun. Check out the wedding app.
Yep. Special shout out to them. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. We're going to link them in the show notes. So you like check that out, especially if you're a couple planning a wedding for 2024.
Could come in really handy.
It might be something that's really useful for yourself, your guests, and your vendors. Well, guys, this has been a fun one. Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com and Lauren O'Brien Photo and the Feral Photog on Instagram. Michael, where can they find you?
At Michael Casara Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, as well as
our Facebook group.
Guys, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time.
Okay, bye.